What up, though? What up, though? What up, though? It's your boy, Billiam. Let me tell y'all how Mr. Ridge got doubled down on twice in one day. He got his feet whooped twice in one day. And this is a free world story. This ain't got nothing to do with the prison. So we live in this neighborhood. We moved here when I was probably about 14-ish, 15, something like that. We've been here. So let's say we've been living in this neighborhood for about a year. It's a park in the neighborhood. Once you leave out of my house, you bust a left and you walk for probably about 2 minutes and you at the park. There's this pink house directly across the street from the park. It's funny because years later, we ended up moving in that same exact house. But anyway, it's a park. And when you go to the park, if you keep straight to your left, it's like a trail. It's a cut. And it'll take you all the way to another neighborhood. So a lot of times, we'll go kick it over there. And you know, the people who smoke, Al Green, they'll go over there. That's where they'll smoke at. They can't smoke at home, stuff like that. It was this older guy and his wife that stayed in that pink house directly across the street from the park. We used to see him out there all the time. Old bald head dude. He was kind of, kind of muscular. He used to be out there cutting the grass, all kind of stuff, smoking Chris Brown CDs. So one day I'm walking from the cut. I just was over there. This girl I used to talk to, we was over there chilling, sitting on the bench, and she ended up going back to her neighborhood. And I sat there for a minute by myself, and then I'm coming back into our neighborhood. When I'm coming back in, he's standing out there. He got the garage all the way up, and he's smoking a Chris Brown CD. He was looking at me as I was walking up because I had to pass his house to get back to my house. So he was like, "What's up, youngster?" I was like, "What's going on?" He was like, "What's your name, little bro?" I walked over there. He dapped me up. I was like, "Chris." He was like, "I'm Mr. Ridge." I was like, "Okay, nice to meet you." He was like, "What you be having going on? I be seeing you and your little friends. What y'all be doing?" I was like, "Just be chilling, man. I be trying to get me some money." You know what I'm saying? He was like, "Oh, you a hustler?" I was like, "Yeah, I be trying." He was like, "How you be trying to get you some money?" So I'm like, "Damn, I don't know, this nigga police or what?" You know what I'm saying? So I was like, "Shit, I just a little bit of everything, man. I cut grass, do this, do that." I ain't tell him nothing about I be selling Al Green there, here and there, and that I will run down on somebody if I see a sweet enough lick. I ain't say none of that. And then he was like, "You know what, bro? I'm a F with you. I'm gonna look out for you, G, because you ain't out here robbing nobody. You ain't out here hurting nobody." I'm thinking in my head, it says who? Who said I ain't doing that? So I'm like, okay, for sure. So he was like, "What you got going on right now? You busy?" So I said, "Nah." He was like, "You want to make a couple dollars?" I'm like, "Hell yeah." We go back into the garage, telling me like everything he need to organize. He need to redo this. He need to move that. He need to do this, do this, do that. So we don't discuss no price or nothing. Probably out there for about an hour, but about 20 minutes in, the garage door from the house part opens. And it's the lady that we be seeing, you know what I'm saying? And she stuck her head out. She said, "Oh, hey." And then I said, "Hey, how you doing?" And he said, "Baby, this Chris, this my old lady, woo-doo-doo, my wife, whatever." So I'm like, "Okay, hey." So she come out there, she like, "What y'all doing?" So he telling me, "Yeah, I'm about to just help him make a couple dollars, whatever the case." So when we get done with everything completely, he gave me $20. Like, shit, I was 16. I was cool with that. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, "Oh, yeah, man, appreciate that." So he like, "Yeah." I go straight to the store. I went and bought some chips and whatever else I did. The next day, my homeboy Matt came to my house. He had called me. We met up. He had about an hour walk from his house, and I just met him halfway. And then we kicked it at the meetup spot because it was another park. We walked back to my neighborhood. You know, we went to my house, got something to eat. Went out there. I was telling him about Mr. Ridge. He like, "Damn, for real?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, boy." So we go walking around to the park, and we just sitting there chilling, whatever. About 20 minutes later, Mr. Ridge's truck come pulling up in the driveway. So when this truck come pulling up, we go walking over there. So Mr. Ridge get out the truck. He like, "What's up, y'all?" So I'm like, "What's up?" Then my homeboy Matt. They like, "Matt, what's up, man? I'm Mr. Ridge." Mr. Ridge telling us like he gonna need help, doing this, doing that. Cause Mr. Ridge had these two big ass dogs. I think they were like German Shepherds or something. And he was telling me that he want the dog to get used to us because he about to have us doing stuff for him. And we was all with it, you know what I'm saying? So he took us back there. He had the dogs in cages at first because he was like, "Shit, they don't bite me, but I don't know how they treat anybody else." So he just wanted the dog to get used to our scent. We was putting our hand up to the cage, and he was just like kicking it with us and around the dog while they was in the cage, but he just wanted them to see like we ain't no threat, we good people. But he had us just doing stuff like it was a whole bunch of dog poop all over the backyard. It was all kind of little stuff. So while we working and doing stuff, it was a shed back there. Remember I told y'all whenever I told the story about I was chilling in the shed, that's the house we eventually moved into. But when we moved there, it was already there. It was a shed right there. So we working, we doing all kind of stuff. Next thing you know, Mr. Ridge don't disappear. We don't know where he at. He probably just went in the house. It's hot out here, you know what I'm saying? So after We working for a while, bro. We tired. We both sweating. We still got work to do. We go sit down in the shed for a little minute. It was like a little bench in there. Bro, we probably was sitting down in the shed for probably about 5 minutes. You hear the lady say, "Hey, boys. Hey, boys." So we come out the shed. We go around the corner. And she was like, "Y'all okay? Y'all hot?" We're like, "Yeah, we just took a little break. We was just sitting in the shed because it's hot out here, you know what I'm saying? But we still working, though." She had on, like, some blue jeans, like a long sleeve white shirt. She was like, "Y'all boys want some water? Y'all want me to make y'all some lemonade or something?" So we're like, yeah. She was like, "Okay, I'll be right back. So we go sit back in the shed. 2 more minutes go by. She come yelling again, "Hey, boys." We get up, we go in there. We get up, we go around the house. When we come around the house to see that back door, that sliding door, I immediately knew something was fishy. 2 minutes ago, she just had on some blue jeans and a long sleeve white shirt. When we got to that back door, this lady had on some shorts, like them spandex, like them boy shorts, they call it. She had on like some shorts like that, and she had like a crop top shirt on, exposing her stomach and stuff. It was a belly piercing hanging. We didn't even realize. Her legs and stuff tatted up. We didn't never realize before. This is a nice looking young lady. So when we get there, we look at her. She's like, "Come on in, y'all, come on in. I know it's hot out there." So when she turned around to walk to let us come on in, we noticed a red G-string pulled all the way up, coming over the little shorts, like, so you can see it. So we come in. When I look up at Mac, he's sitting there like this. So I'm looking, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, hold on now. I know Mr. Ridge ain't got no, some people got fetishes where they set up certain stuff. You know, I don't know about this now. So I'm like, where Mr. Ridge go? "Oh, he had to run off and do something, but he told me if y'all finish up early, he had left me the money here to give to y'all." She go to the counter. It was 2 big old glasses of lemonade. She handed it to us. And then she stand kind of close, bro. And she like, "Y'all some hard-working boys, ain't? How old y'all is?" So, we tell her how old we is. This is the second time that damn car done turned on this corner. So we tell her how old we is. We like 16 or whatever. She like, "Oh, y'all young, y'all some young boys, and y'all both chocolate. Y'all just so handsome." She gonna put her hands on her hip to my, "Y'all just so handsome. I know y'all mama proud of y'all. Y'all just out here doing the right thing, trying to make some money. I'm gonna give y'all an extra tip because y'all just so handsome. Y'all some handsome little chocolate boys." And then grabbed both of our face, bro. I said, "Man, what the hell this lady got going on, man?" So she walked off into the living room and went and did something. I don't know what she did, but then she came back out. She was like, if y'all boys were about 10 years older, Mr. Ridge would be mad at me. He'll be mad at me." So Mac just sitting there. She like, "Hey, you got a cute smile with some nice teeth." Then gonna look at me and say, "You smile, let me see." So I'm like, "Bruh." She like, "Smile, quit being shy." So I smile. She like, "Oh, you got some nice teeth too." She was like, "Oh, if y'all boys was about 10 years older, Mr. Ridge would be mad at me." So I'm like, "Hey man, we need to get back to work." You know what I mean? So we leave out. We go back out there. We doing the work, bruh. I'm telling you, I don't know. I ain't over exaggerating or nothing, bruh. I don't know if this lady, I can't verify what was going on. But I know it's some people out here in this world that's a little, you know what I'm saying? Bruh, we working. We cleaning up the dog stuff. We straightening up all kind of stuff out there in the backyard. Max said, "Chris, look upstairs, bro." I looked up to the window upstairs, and you see the lady in the window. And like I say, I ain't got the best vision in the world, so maybe I was tripping. I don't know. But I couldn't have been because he the one told me to look, so that means he thought the same thing. The lady had a robe on. There was no crop top shirt no more. It was gone. I feel like I saw the red strings, but the shorts was gone. Both of her hands was down. Her hands wasn't moving or nothing. But about every 5 seconds, she'll do something like this. Look, while looking at us. I said, "What she up there having a seizure or something?" So Max started laughing. He like, "Bro, you stupid." He like, "Bro, I think that lady up there playing with herself, looking at us." He doing that with the shovel. Like, he looking, but he kind of like not looking. He like, "Bro, I think she up there doing that while she looking at us, bro." So I'm like, "Bro, I don't know about that, bro." I said, "Bro, I don't think that's a good idea, bro." You know what I'm saying? So he like, man, shit. Boy, who? Shit, you the one know Mr. Ridge, not me. I said, you know him too, bro. I said, you gotta think, bro. This is an older man. The man not stupid, bro. You feel me? He probably got cameras and stuff in his house, bro. Like, I'm telling you, bro, that ain't something you know, that's just not a safe thing to do. And that's what I'm saying as a 16-year-old, you know what I'm saying? So when we finally get done doing everything, I take this big, I grabbed the bag full of all the trash, all the dog stuff, all the little extra stuff in the grass Mr. Ridge had told us to get out. And I'm like, I'm about to take this to the front because that's what his trash cans was at. Mac gonna look at me and say, yeah, I'm about to go holler at her and see about getting our money. So he go to the door, slide the door up and don't knock or nothing. So I'm like, yeah, let me go and get away from this situation. So I come walking out from the side of the back of the house, come up to the front, flip the dumpster back, drop it in there. And, you know, just little stuff that probably done fell out the bag, just doing a little tiny cleaning up, throw it in there. So I'm sitting in front of the house for about 30 seconds. I'm like, shit, let me go back here. So I go back. I look in the shed, Mac ain't in there. I go sit in the shed probably about a good 10 minutes. I finally hear the sliding door. I don't hear nobody calling me or nothing, so I know it's probably him. He come around the thing, come in the shed like this. I'm like, what the hell happened? He pulled out the money. He gave me half of it. I think he gave us about 40 a piece. With 30 a piece, I think she put an extra dub with it so we could get an extra $10 a piece. He was like, bro, this on my mama, bro. I said, what? He was like, bro, she just grabbed it, played with it, talking about she wanted both of us in there so she could, at the same time, with two hands. I was like, man, go ahead on somewhere. He was like, bro, that's on everything. Them folk just licked it, everything, bro. I was like, yeah, I'm about to go, bro. He started laughing. He like, man, come on, bro. I was like, bro, I'm finna go, bro. So I get up, I'm leaving out the thing. When I'm leaving out, she coming around the backyard. She said, hey, what's your name again? And I look back, I say, Chris. She was like, Chris, come here real quick. Let me, I might need some other work for you. Matter of fact, Mac, you come too. Both of y'all come. So I was like, hold on, Mom Dukes just called me. I got to get back to the crib real quick. And I left out. But I don't know, it was just something felt strange about that. I think because Mr. Ridge been helping me out and giving me money and stuff, I don't know, something just ain't feel right about doing that. And then it felt kind of strange because of her age, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I don't know how old she was, but Mr. Ridge was older, and if I gotta guess, I mean, she had to at least be early 40s. I leave, I go back to the crib. Mac finally come back to my house about 20 minutes later. He stayed over there some more. Soon he get to the door, my brother let him in there. He came upstairs. He was like, hey. I said, yeah. He was like, hey, Mr. Ridge back. He said something about his tire. He'll give us another 20 a piece if we come help him do this and this and that real quick. I'm like, bro, I damn near don't even want to do it there, but I kind of feel a little more comfortable because Mr. Ridge back. I'm like, what happened when you was just there for that extra time? And he looked at me and was like, and I was like, man, watch out. He was like basically saying, I promise. We get over here, Mr. Ridge coming out the garage with a jack in his hand. His wife coming behind him. And she was like, oh my God, baby, so it's right there on the side of the road or whatever. And when I saw her, she had on the same exact outfit that she had on before Mr. Ridge left. She had on the jeans and the long sleeve white shirt. So he was like, yeah, it broke down up there. I just was taking it off the lot. That's why I need the boys to help me. Hopped in the truck, Mr. Ridge. We went about 10 minutes up the street. It was a car, I guess he was just buying, or I don't know what he had going on with them cars, but he needed us to jack it up. He was instructing us how to take the tire off, I guess, trying to make it seem like he teaching us how to do this, which was a good thing to know, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm sure he could have did that on his own, but he probably was like, I'm going to just throw them some money or whatever. We doing it. He's showing us what to do. He got the extra tire. We put it on there. We do everything. We get it right. He asks us, do we know how to drive? I tell him, shit. Yeah, no. Mac like, yeah, he do. He got it. Woo, woo. He like, man, it's only 10 minutes. If you're not comfortable, you know, just let me know. So he like, Chris, who you riding with? I hop back in the truck with him. I ain't playing with Mac. So Mac jump in that car and he followed him back to the house. Mac drove it all the way there. So we get back to his house, you know what I'm saying? We go in the garage. He was telling us like, hey man, you know, if y'all ever just need a little spot to kick it at, you know, Mondo's irritating you or whatever the case, man, my house always open to y'all, you know what I'm saying? And then Mac gonna say, yeah, when we got tired early, we took a little break. We sat in the shed for a minute. He was like, yeah, man, the shed, cool. Matter of fact, y'all boys go in there and customize it. You know what I'm saying? You clear it out, because I really don't use it for real. He was like, man, you can clear it out. We find y'all a little cheap little couch or something, you know what I'm saying? We'll get some stuff in there for y'all boy. They could be like y'all little chill spot, you know what I'm saying? So I'm not saying nothing. I'm quiet, but Mac going along with it. He like, yeah, man, we'll do that. Matter of fact, man, we can find some little cheap little furniture for y'all, man. I'm telling you, man, we could go search these little thrift stores and stuff. Kind of dodged Mr. Ridge for about 2 days. I wasn't going to the park. And if I did, I'll try to pass through it real quick. Or when I'm walking around the corner, if I just peek a little bit, I can see if his truck there, or if his garage open. And if it was, I'll just go the other way. And then he called me a couple times. I didn't answer. He kept calling me one day, man. He called me about 4 times. And I just finally answered. I told him I wasn't feeling good and that I'm just now getting better. He was telling me that his daughter is finna be getting married and that he'll pay me. He got a whole bunch of gifts and stuff for her. He want me to help his wife wrap all the gifts and then load them on the back of his truck, but he not gonna be there. He gonna be gone because he gotta go do this and that, ripping and running, getting ready to surprise his daughter, and he got this, he gotta go pick up this appointment he got to go do, and he really need help. He was like, man, if you could get Mac with you, that'll make it quicker. He said, man, I give y'all boys like $50 a piece, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, all right. So I'm leaving out, I'm walking over there, I started laughing randomly. I was like, man, it's crazy, bro. Cause I know Mac ain't lying to me. And then like later on, he went into more details about when he said this. So I know he ain't lying. But I was just thinking like, damn, I think this probably like one of the first times I ever seen stuff like this happen in my life. And then that's when the devil's side start trying to kick in. Like, shit, you don't know Mr. Ridge like that. No way. So I'm like, man, hell. So I go over here, I get over here, knock on the door. She like, it's open. So I open the door, I come in. I'm like, hey. She like, hey. She got on some normal clothes. She like, hey, Chris. She came over there, hugged me. I feel like she put her, I got to be careful how I say words because I got a recent video that they didn't let me monetize because of certain ways I describe things. So these extremely large apples here, you know, when she hugged me, I feel as if she kind of did an extra 1, 2, you know what I'm saying? And there was stuff everywhere. It was all kind of gifts and stuff. It looked like half of it was already done, bro. She was just explaining to me, let's do it like this, showing me how to fold it to make the perfect crease, all that. She was like, yeah, you got it. See, you got it. She said that once I was on about the second gift. So she leaves, she go upstairs. You know, I'm doing what I do. Brother lady come back downstairs in some similar shorts as the ones before. And I mean, that thing was thangin'. I can't cap. I mean, every time, it was one of them situations where every time a person take a step or every time they slightly move their body, it just like a bag of grape jelly. She came back over there. She said, yeah, so let me see. And she squatted down, bro, to like reach and grab something, but with her back towards me, and leaned in, reaching for something. I mean, I never saw perfection. I mean, what the feezy? And, you know, I'm looking, I ain't gonna care. I'm down there messing up this gift the way I'm finna wrap it, because I mean, like I say, I've only seen this level of perfection on, you know, the websites. While I'm doing it and looking, I just so happen to look up to make sure she's not looking at me. And she's looking back at me, was looking at me the entire time. Right when I can break eye contact, she said, Chris, while sitting the same way. I'm like, yeah. She asked me, was I a virgin? I was a little nervous to answer. I told her no, and my phone started ringing. I said, thank goodness. I pulled it out. I was hoping it was Mr. Ridge saying, I'm pulling up. I pulled it out. It was Mac. I answered. I said, yo. Once I got on the phone, she got up and started doing stuff. He was like, where you at, boy? I said, I'm at Mr. Ridge's crib. Where you at? He was like, coming through the cut right now. What you doing? I was like, now we wrapping gifts and stuff like that. He was like, oh, okay, I'm about to come over there. I'm like, all right. So I was like, that was Mac. He said, he right there across the street coming through the cut. She was like, oh, Mac. Went over to the door, looked out the peephole, and then looked back at me and said, stand up, Chris. I was like, stand up for what? She was like, just stand up. I didn't want to because of the reaction that I had received from the way she was positioned. You know, I couldn't really hide it. You know what I'm saying? I stood up. She walked over there, asked me to remove the wrapper so that the gift could be exposed. And I was a little nervous. I was just too nervous, bro. You know what I'm saying? Then back then, I ain't gonna count. I felt like I'm 16. You grown in hell. I ain't done growing yet. You know, I don't know why I was thinking like that, but that's just what I was thinking. I felt a little embarrassed. Like, I ain't done. I ain't reached my full potential yet. We ain't finna do that. So she was just telling me, like, it's okay. You ain't got to be scared. You nervous. Woo. And then she was like, it's just something about young men, young chocolate men. I really am interested in young chocolate men. And she just bold now. So now I'm knowing ain't no cameras, no recording devices, because ain't nobody doing and just saying stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Matt came to the door. She went and opened the door. When he walk in and just see us, he got to smiling real hard. Then he got to say, well, Mr. Ridge at? And she said, oh, he went off to do this and this and this and this and this and this. So he came in, he like, okay, what we doing today? He walked past her, he kind of like brushed up against her. She started smiling. So after we do all that, she give us the money. He like, man, I'm about to post up in the shed because he wanted to smoke. See, I didn't smoke Al Green back then, but Matt did. He jumped off the porch a little earlier than me when it comes to stuff like that. So we go into the shed, he rolled up, she came back there. She told me, y'all bad, y'all be smoking. So Matt like, nah, I don't smoke, I do, you know what I'm saying? So he's smoking. We just talking. She talk about all kind of stuff, asking us all kind of questions. She done started dancing, twitching, flipping, bending, doing all sorts of things, you know what I'm saying? Then she looked at Mac and was like, he's scared. He's scared of me. And Mac just bust out laughing. He thought it was so funny. She said, Mac. He said, yeah, what's up? She was like, come here real quick. Help me do something. This is one last thing I need some help with. So he get up. He started smiling. When he got up, he gonna try to grab my shirt, like telling me to come too, but I snatched off of him. I think the Al Green was so strong. I guess I didn't understand the concept of secondhand or whatever. Because I'm telling you, bro, I was up there and I never smoked it. But I think, like I say, I just wasn't really used to it being super that close and we in this tight area together, you know what I'm saying? So I think that shit had got me high, bro. I done went to get sleepy. I done dozed off on the little bench thing. And what woke me up was I heard a door close. It sounded like a car door. I immediately go to looking for Mac because I'm knowing they got some funny business going on. Mac, not out there. I jump up, I run. When I run through the shed, I see Mr. Ridge walking this way. He got these glasses on his head. He walking like towards the back of his truck. I run to the house. I snatch the sliding door open. I run in the house. As soon as I get through the kitchen, Mac is on the couch. He's facing me, and he's laid back like this. The lady she jumped up and looked at me with Mac in her hand. She jumped up, looked at me, started smiling. I was like, come here, Chris. And then she turned. I was like, hey, right when I was trying to say something, she turned and was looking to the window and said, oh, my God. And she jumped up and was trying to pull the shorts. So he like, what? And I was like, bro, Mr. Ridge out there. So they go to doing this. And when they go to doing that, the front door open. Mr. Ridge walked in. He had something in his hand, like this glass thing or something. And he's seeing her fumbling, jumping, getting right. He see Mac fumbling, jumping, getting right, and he see me standing there. Very bad look. The glass thing he had, he immediately throws it at me. When he throws it, I'm like, I try to weave it, move out the way. It hit the wall, and a piece of the TV fell down, glass shattered everywhere. By the time I turned back from my weave, this man was lunging, and there's a glass like a coffee table right here. He was lunging over that towards Mac. When he got to Mac, he hit him in the face. The girl screaming, all kind of stuff. It's an older man, bro, strong man. Mac couldn't do nothing with him. Mac pants still halfway down. He punching Mac all in the face, so I run over there. I'm trying to grab him and restrain him, and Mr. Ridge just screaming, cussing, saying he gonna unalive both of us. And when I'm trying to grab him, because, I had a little weight on me too now, but I wasn't like, I was kind of chubby, like he was like solid, like muscle, you know what I'm saying? And Mr. Ridge turned, he snatched me off, went back trying to hit Mac. Mac was swinging back, but he was trying to jump up. And I was just like, shit, I don't want to put my hands on Mr. Ridge, but at this point, I ain't got too many options, you know what I'm saying? I hit him with one of them side hits to the face. And he kind of stumbled a little bit. That gave Mac time to jump up. So now we both on his ass. We still couldn't do nothing with him, bro. He was whooping our ass. I felt something, bro. It felt like cold. And I looked down at my shirt. There was blood coming all down my shirt. My lip was cut deep. And, I was trying to run back up on him again. He hit Mac one more time. Then I hit him again. When he hit Mac, Mac went out on the couch. He took off running up the steps, said he finna unalive both of us. I go over there shaking Mac. He ain't getting up right now. She still sitting here screaming. She run behind him up the stairs. I grabbed Mac by his leg and pulled him all the way to the front door. Man, that man arm done got cut, his glass on the floor. Luckily, his head or his neck or nothing ain't get cut. I'm pulling him to the door. I snatched the door open, pulled his man all the way out, lift up his shirt so his head don't drag on the concrete. And I pulled him all the way to the end of the yard where the grass at. And I looked at him, I was like, I love you, bro, I'm gonna be right back. I just knew it wasn't nothing we could do. And he wasn't waking up. He still, like, he was unconscious. I take off running to the house. We live about 4 houses down. My big brother and them always in the garage smoking, playing loud music in the garage. I run up to the garage. I'm beating on the glass. My big brother snatched it up. He like, bro, what the happened to you? What happened to you? I said, bro, come on. Mr. Ridge, we just had a fight, Mr. Ridge. He told me he about to go unalive both of us. So my big brother like, what? It was 3 of my big brothers, one of their homeboy. And my big brother ran over to the couch. He grabbed his 5, stuck it in his pocket. All 5 of us took off running. When we got to his house, bro, he was on top of Mac. Mac still was like out of it, bro. He was on top of Mac and he was screaming, saying some crazy stuff. The girl was right there still screaming, telling him stop this, stop that. He didn't have no fire or nothing, but I guess he went to go get it, put it back down, whatever he did. But he was on top of Mac, still hitting him, bro. Mac's face was a mess, bro. There was so much blood on his face. He was still hitting Mac in the face. We ran up to him full-fledged. My big brother, who had the fire, he pulled it out of his pocket, handed it to his partner. He running super fast and kicked Mr. Ridge in the face. He kicked him in the face. We all jumped on him. Yeah, it was bad, bro. We beat him up pretty bad. Mac ended up waking up. Of course, the police came. Everybody pretty much tore it down. 2 of my big brothers went to jail. Mr. Ridge, of course, went to jail. Mac, they took him to the hospital. We had to wait hours for the processing situation. I think both of my brothers' bond was $10,000 apiece, but the bonding company let my mama get them out with $1,000 each. And I think they even worked with her on a little deal for both of them. I don't even think she paid a full $2,000. It was a little less than that. Then it took about another 3 hours for them to let them release them. And then we was calling the hospital, checking on Mac. I had called Mac mama, told her what was going on. My mama talked to her and stuff like that. So Mac was good. He had a couple fractures. He wasn't too bad, but he was straight though. But he was still in the hospital. Mac mama had went up there eventually. So my brothers get out of jail. We go pick them up. We back at the house. Everybody talking about how crazy it is. They telling my mom, my big brother so shot out. He like, yeah, mom, dude. Man, I thought I was on a football field the way I kicked his ass in the face. Man, we've just been chopping it up for a long time. Time went by. It's getting later. It's probably about 9, going on to 10 p.m. tonight. And this one, everybody finally like settling down. You know, we about to go on about our business or whatever the case. Go to sleep, take a shower, whatever you're going to do. Knock at the door. Do. Kind of hard. So my brother's like, damn, that's the police, bro. What they coming back for? Do. They still knocking at the door. So my mama go up to the door. She say, who is it? No answer. My mama grabbed her fire. She looked at the people. She said, I be damn. So everybody was like, what? She was like, this Mr. Ridge. So everybody immediately went throwing their shoes on. My big brother was like, man, open the door. Fuck it. Open the door. So my dudes opened the door. Guess Mr. Ridge had just got out too. Bro, this man got a sling on his arm. He got little stuff on his face, like little bandages and stuff. He was missing 2 teeth, bro. I felt so bad. He had little cuts on his head, but you could tell like the hospital did something about it. And he was like, now, ma'am, I just came here. I just got out of jail, the hospital, everything. But I just wanted to talk to Lil Chris, and I don't want no smoke with y'all. I don't want no smoke with y'all. That's what he was saying when he saw everybody kind of like mounting up at the door. He said, I just wanted to talk to Lil Chris because that was so disrespectful and disloyal, Lil Chris. My mom was like, yeah, step up here. She let me step up like man-to-man type situation. I say, listen, bro, I ain't never did nothing. He said, you lying. Listen, I done been 16 before. You lying. I know how it go. I done been 16 before. And I ain't did nothing but been good to you. I ain't did nothing but helped you. Every time I ever looked out for you, I tried to put some money in your pocket. And for you and that boy to do me like that, I just can't believe it. And I was like, listen, man, I'm telling you, I ain't never did. He like, but even if you didn't, you knew he was doing something, you supposed to told me. I'm not supposed to told you nothing, nigga. My loyalty lays with Mac, not you. You know what I'm saying? You better be glad I didn't do nothing. Now you got me wanting to double down. You know what I'm saying? So, bro, he's doing all this talking. And then my mama said, hey, he's a child. He's a child. You don't got to keep putting your fucking hand in his face like that. He's a child. And, bro, that nigga looked up at my mama the way he looked. And my big brother was like, what, nigga, what? What you looking at her like that for? He was like, I don't want no problem. I just want to talk to little Chris. And my brother was like, okay, nigga, talk to him, but keep your hand out his face and quit looking at my mama like that. Man, before I know it, that man was in the process of saying something. And with that hand he had doing like this, that nigga smacked the dog shit out of me, bro. He smacked me. It's like my body, I don't know if I hit the wall or what, but I know I was on the floor. Process of me jumping up, Mom Dukes had swung on him. My big brother lunged past Mom Dukes, swung on him. All my brothers rushing out the house. I jumped out, rushed out the house too. We beat his ass again right then and there in the front yard. My mama started saying, that's enough, that's enough. My brother kept purposely kicking his arm that was in the sling, kicking it all kind of angles. So when my mama was telling us that's enough, get back in the house, we all ran back in the house. She was looking out the little window, watching him. She said, okay, he leaving, he getting up, he's stumbling. My other brothers was all crowded, so I couldn't see out the door. And then my mama was like, hey, I got this for the night. Chris, only one gonna stay here. Y'all need to dip. Y'all need to go somewhere else. And then they was like, why? And she was like, just I ain't got time for this police mess. Y'all end up going back to jail. I could just say y'all wasn't here. Y'all ain't come back here after y'all got out of jail. Y'all just go to Buddha and them house or something. It was a dude named Buddha stayed right across the street, but we was real cool with their mom and daddy. They was hood. They didn't care about nothing. So they go over there, but Buddha and them wasn't home. But my brother told him the situation. They told him how to get in through the back door. And they was like, yeah, y'all good. Y'all can just post up there. Mom was paranoid the whole night. She had the door wide open. She made me keep my room door wide open. Talk about some she need to hear. I dozed off about 2-3 times. And the light come on. Hey, Chris. And I look up. She's standing there with her tool. I'm like, yeah, you all right? You all right in here? I'm like, yeah, I'm straight. Okay, I'll just make it show. Mr. Ridge ain't tried to come double back. I had got a call from him that next morning. I think I was getting ready for school. And I had just decided to answer. And I was like, hello. And it wasn't him. It was his wife. And she was just telling me that, you know, everything good. He didn't call the police or nothing, obviously, because they would have came back. Ain't nobody else called. He back in the hospital after that from last night. He had to go back to the hospital, blah, blah, blah. And she hate that happened, and she apologized. Some of I apologize. It's just, I don't know. It's just, you know, we humans. We like what we like. She was like, but I just want to let you know I apologize, all this. I'm like, nah, you good. They ain't gonna have the nerve to say, what you doing? You getting ready for school? I'm like, yeah. You want me to drop you off? I'm like, nah, I'm straight. I got it. She was like, all right. But you didn't see her or Mr. Ridge for probably about 2 weeks straight. I'm talking about didn't see them. His truck wasn't there. Her little car wasn't there. And then next thing you know, it was a for sale sign in the yard. So I guess they left somewhere for a couple weeks, sold the house, whatever the case is. And, you know, that could have a lot of points to it, bro. Like, just about decision making and stuff happening, you know what I'm saying? My people say, regardless of what happened, Mr. Ridge was wrong considering our ages, that he never had no business putting his hands on us. But I mean, in a situation like that, bro, somebody walk into their home where they pay bills that you can't really tell a person how to feel, you know what I'm saying? So let me know what y'all think in the comments. This your boy Bill, I'm gone.